1, 2, 3,
No, Melinda. How many times do I have to tell you? You got to gyrate the hips to make that landing.
I don't know, Jan.
Accento.
Is that really necessary?
I told you, Melinda. In order to truly appreciate the movie, you got to get into character.
Yeah.
You got to gyrate the hips, Melinda. Like Jan-Michael said.
Hold on. What are you doing here, Damian?
Accento. Jan-Michael.
What are you doing here, Damian?
I'm doing West Side Story, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, dancing, musical. I thought I would give you my guidance and dance away and show you the ways of
Well, we appreciate that, Damian, but I mean, I know you don't like being in my videos, so I don't want to trouble you so, you know, if you don't mind, we're just going to continue with
I mean, you're right. I don't like being in your videos. But after watching that performance, God, you need my help on this one.
Well, once again, Damian, greatly appreciate it, but we're finished. We're finished, right, Melinda?
We are?
You are?
Yes, it was perfect. Didn't you see our sweet moves? And so I got to go get our review area set up. So I will see you later. I'll see you in a couple of minutes, Melinda. So.
You see that? He walked away. Walked away this time. Something is amiss.
Well, yeah, he walked away because he's trying to be considerate of your request not to be in his videos anymore.
Good. And I appreciate that. Greatly I do. But at the same time, something is going on.
Well, why do you feel that way? Did you find something on his computer?
No, but I can tell that he's up to something devious.
Okay. Well, what did you find on his videos?
Say what now? I didn't watch any videos.
What do you mean you didn't watch any of his videos? What were you doing on his computer?
Just looking for, you know, the search key, secret plan, devious.
Oh my god, Damian, just go watch the videos.
You know, you can be mean sometimes. And I will watch the videos. But they get all the up votes and down votes. No.
Yeah, you go do that.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and welcome to the newest episode of The Oscar Goes To. I'm Jan-Michael.
And I'm Melinda.
And today's Oscar goes to West Side Story. Let's begin.
Unlike other classics, West Side Story grows younger.
So I'm going to start off by saying that this was actually not planned. We know that the new West Side Story just came out this month. A friend did recommend this one to us because the new one was coming out, and we have not seen the new one yet. We wanted our minds to really be fair in terms of reviewing this one, so we don't have really anything to compare it to. So with that being said, Melinda, take us away. What did you think of West Side Story?
Okay, so for those of you who have not seen it, like me, this is just another version, another variation of Romeo and Juliet. I did not enjoy this movie as much as people told me that I would. It's a musical, yes. It is overtaken by a lot of dancing. It is not as catchy of songs as I thought it was going to be. The songs I've heard clips of, and I didn't even know some of them were from this movie. And hearing the entireties of the song, I just realized that this is definitely not my type of film, to be honest. I don't know if it's just from being of this day and age, if the mentality and everything else was different back then, but it was a hard watch for me.
Yes, this one was a tough one for me, and the reason for it is that I didn't hate the movie, but a lot of what I did like about it is undermined by the choices that are made. And I guess I'll start off with the biggest one, the thing that everybody always makes fun of, the dancing. Can this story work as this musical, big-time production with dancing and singing? Yes, it can. It totally can. I think just the dancing style is what really is the thing that just doesn't appeal to me, and I think lessens a lot of the impact that the tone is going for. It's very ballet. That's what it felt like. It felt like a ballet. And because it's ballet, a lot of the fights and a lot of the dramatic moments where people are punching each other and jumping on each other, it just comes off as overly goofy. And so I think if the song choices or the style of dancing was different, it could have worked better. But because it does feel like a ballet, a lot of the impact is lessened.
Yeah, that is a problem. And the problem, again, for me though, in a bigger sense, is the writing. The writing, I hate when people interact in ways that are not natural. The way that they talk to each other, and not even the lingo that they use. Because I've watched old movies, they don't speak the same way then that they do now. But I hate when people speak the way that they speak in theater. They kind of over-exaggerate things, and it's just annoying to me. It's just a pet peeve of mine. The other thing that I dislike about this film is the timing of everything. Their way of transitioning, their passage of time. And keep in mind, I have never read Romeo and Juliet, knowing that this is based on that. So I don't know if it's equivalent to that time passage, if they don't really give a lot of time. It's an old story, but they should have updated it and made it more movie friendly for, again, people like me who don't really particularly like musicals per se. But if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Like, I like Grease. Grease, they speak naturally. They have a lingo of the time, but they sound like friends talking to each other. And I like some of their songs, but even if you take that out, like, the movie's just a sweet movie. So why couldn't this do the same thing,
Yeah, that is another problem with the movie itself, is that it feels very much like a play. There's a lot of overacting, and this is actually a problem we have with Cavalcade as well, where it feels like a stage production and they didn't really update it to fit into the movie format. So yeah, on top of that, I think the characters themselves aren't very interesting. It's like it comes off as racist with the Puerto Ricans because a lot of them have that kind of dark makeup to it. Even Rita Moreno, who is Puerto Rican, I know they had to put like a darker makeup to match with the other Puerto Ricans. And it comes off as ridiculous on that end. So the movie's kind of racist.
No, I agree. The characters were not interesting. They were not, again, like real people. This girl is told her brother died, and within a few seconds, the killer of the brother is there, and she's in love with him. So she's like, oh, forgiveness, let's sleep together and move on with our romance. So those, again, are parts of that I don't understand why they didn't just take out more songs and put more time into development. And there were plenty of songs they could have gotten rid of. One of them being the America song. Don't know the official title. But that song I've never heard until now, and it is extremely racially insensitive. They have these super thick accents, the way that they talk about like what they are getting in America, what they miss from Puerto Rico. It's just ridiculous song. It is. And in fact, the only song that I thought was okay was the one where the hoodlums are outside and talking about why they're hoodlums. It's not even a good song, but it was the better one of all of them. And I've never heard it outside of that moment that I've seen that movie.
I think the songs are the one area that you and I are going to differ in, because I do like a majority of the songs, personally. There are some really bad ones, like the opening one with the Jets, and they're singing about when you're a Jet, and I could not catch the melody to it at all. Like, they would just start singing, and I'm like, what the fuck? What was the cue? Where they just started singing out of nowhere. Where's the melody? So I did not care for that one at all. But a lot of the other ones I do like. I personally like the America song. I think it's you're right, it's over the top and it's silly. I just like the beat to it. This is also the song where I Feel Pretty comes from. That one really popular. That one, even if you haven't seen this movie, you definitely have heard the song somewhere in your life before. So if you take a listen, this is where it comes from. So personally, I do like a majority of the songs. There are a couple of misses there, but overall, I'm okay. I'm okay with the songs personally.
Okay, I'll let you enjoy your songs, because that's the one thing you can have. Now, I know I've been ragging on this movie, but I have found something that I thought was decent about it. And I would say that the dancers danced their hearts out during the scenes that they needed to. A lot of the choreography, whether it matched the song or whether I felt like it was needed or not, they worked very hard. They did a lot of stunt type of dancing. So I can appreciate the art that they put into it, even if they couldn't really sing that well, like some of the characters we found out. But that is the good thing I will say about this movie.
Yeah, it is very impressive what they did. Again, I don't think the actual ballet style works for this type of story. But that being said, what they did was very impressive. It's, you see them jumping all over the place and hopping over things and, pulling themselves up. And it's like, that takes a lot of strength and a lot of talent. So yeah, full on kudos to that. One other really big major problem that I have with the movie, and honestly is probably my deciding factor for not really recommending it, is that there's a scene that comes close to the end of the film where first and foremost, you by this point you know who the individual gangs are, you know who the members of the American Jets are. And they're trying to get you to sympathize with them, and it's not like greatly fleshed out, but you can at least, you understand where they're coming from and you know their personalities. And it shows you that they're not truly bad when the one person dies. I'll try not to spoil it, but when the one person does die, they're even shocked by it. They're like, no, that's not what we meant to do, things like that. And you can tell they're not fully evil. And then there's a rape scene, and these characters that you spent this time with and the movie was trying to kind of get you on their side, all of that just goes out the window. How is anybody supposed to care about these characters once they take that step over the line, right? And it's not just one or two, they all just start kind of ganging up on this one person, and it's just a terrible scene, and it sours any goodness that the movie has built up. And keep in mind, I was right there in the middle. That really pushed it over the edge, where I'm just like, this is why I'm just kind of like, I don't think this is the movie that I wanted it to be.
Yeah, that really came out of nowhere. I wasn't sure how far they were going to go. Luckily, they didn't go so far, but you knew what they were doing. You knew what was going to happen if the man had not entered the room. So yeah, I lost everything that I thought I knew about this movie from commercials and people talking about it. I was very shocked.
So, with all of that said, Melinda, do you recommend West Side Story to today's audiences, and do you think it should have won the Oscar?
If you're like me, you would not want to see this movie. I don't recommend it to today's audience. It is a sign of the times. And apparently rape is like a very popular thing in past movies because it's like the fifth interview we've done with a scene like that. But no, I don't recommend it. I don't know what it was up against at that time, but God knows there had to have been something better than this.
And you guys already know that I do not recommend it. And not only that, you also have the new one from Steven Spielberg. Again, we haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but the reviews have been very positive on it. So I guess at this point, like if you watch that one and you try to go back to this one, it's probably gonna seem like the lesser product at this time. So that's whole my take on it. That's another reason I can't quite recommend it. As for should it have won, really in hindsight, it should not have. But I get that it was a huge craze back then, so this is probably one you might very well disagree, and I can understand why you would disagree if you were one of those people that lived during that era and just fell in love with this as well. But yeah, in hindsight, no, definitely should not have won.
Unlike other classics, West Side Story grows younger.
Son of a bitch. I see what you're trying to do. Oh, I see you, Jan. I see it! How could I be so blind? Oh, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna stop everything. I will destroy everything.